How the Marine Military Unit 19 got the name The Walking Dead. In Marine Corps history, numerous units and men have become famous with tales of valor and loss. However, one unit, the 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, earned its place through nearly 4 years of combat in Vietnam, gaining the enduring nickname The Walking Dead. Let's understand how they got the name and what makes them one of the most exceptional military units. Stay tuned as we uncover the story behind this renowned battalion. In June 1965, the 1st Battalion arrived in Vietnam to be directly involved in the conflict. This deployment aligned with a substantial troop increase and signaled a shift in the war's dynamics as U.S. forces took greater control of combat operations from their South Vietnamese counterparts. By August, they were involved in offensive combat operations as part of Operation Blastout. This offensive, defined by a search and clear mission, mirrored the heightened intensity of the conflict. The Marines faced complex warfare and grappled with the diverse challenges presented by the unfamiliar place. Operation Blastout wasn't just a military mission, it took place against the complex socio-political dynamics of the Vietnam War. The battalion was ready to confront the mystery of insurgency and set out on an endeavor to establish control and stability in the region. The Marines of the 1st Battalion, aligned with the broader U.S. strategy, pursued relentlessly during Operation Blastout. The mission embodied their role to bolster the order amid chaos. This wasn't merely a display of military power, but an effort contributing to the unfolding story of the Vietnam War. The search and clear mission, though rooted in military strategy, held a profound symbolism. It signified a dedication to uncovering the mysteries concealed within Vietnam's dense jungles and challenging landscapes. In the midst of operations, Marines found themselves in a constant alliance with uncertainty. The allure of victory and the harsh realities of conflict unfolded hand in hand. Each soldier's step contributed to the unfolding Vietnam War, with Operation Blastout emerging as a chapter in this story. From 1965 through 1966, the Marines of the 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, sustained their steadfast commitment in Vietnam. Engaging in numerous missions, they explored the dense jungles and challenging landscapes and shaped their role in the unfolding conflict. Each company-sized or larger mission became a thread in the evolving story of the war. In the challenging landscape of Vietnam, the Marines of the 1/9th encountered a multitude of obstacles. They continuously adapted and redefined their strategies. Their efforts went beyond mere military operations. They were integral to the broader initiative of the 9th Marine Regiment. Numerous missions unfolded, each presenting its unique challenges, casting the battalion as a central figure in the Vietnam War. A noteworthy development during this period was the inception and execution of the Sparrow concept. This forward-thinking approach marked a substantial evolution in tactics as it highlighted the Marines' adaptability in unconventional warfare. The Sparrow concept introduced a heliborne quick reaction force. It was a dynamic element capable of quickly responding to situations where Marines on patrol required immediate reinforcement. The core of the concept lay in its agility, an agile response force capable of immediately turning the tide in a firefight. The 1st Battalion and 9th Marines played a vital role in refining and implementing this concept as they adapted to the ever-changing nature of the conflict. The Sparrowhawk initiative showed the battalion's dedication to outsmarting the insurgency and revealed a deep understanding of guerrilla tactics used by opposing forces. By October 1966, after a year of relentless missions and strategic developments, the 1st Battalion, 9th Marines took a brief break from Vietnam. This pause allowed the Marines to regroup and gain valuable insights, which shaped their approach for months ahead. Though short, this respite was a pivotal moment in the battalion's journey through Vietnam's complexities. The return in December 1966 marked a significant shift in the operational tempo. The Marines were recharged and armed with first-hand experiences. They re-entered the conflict with heightened determination. The evolving nature of the conflict called for increased commitment, and the battalion rose to the challenge. Facing the insurgency head-on, the Marines of 1/9th approached the challenges of Vietnam with a renewed sense of purpose. In the early days of 1967, The 1st Battalion Marines found themselves deep into the somewhat anticlimactic Operation Deckhouse 5. Though this operation lacked the expected intensity, it served as a prelude to the heightened operations awaiting them in the 9th Marines' tactical area of responsibility. Their focus shifted to the ominous expanse just south of the demilitarized zone, soon infamous as Leatherneck Square. The gravity of the situation manifested in a high number of Marine casualties. It turned the area into a symbol of sacrifice and determination. In this harsh terrain, the 1st Battalion 9th Marines etched their name as the legendary Walking Dead. Operating in Leatherneck Square, Marines grappled with challenging landscapes and insurgency. The dense jungles and treacherous terrain tested both physical experience and mental fortitude. Every step carried the weight of past sacrifices and future uncertainties as these Marines battled against an elusive enemy. The iconic status of the Walking Dead wasn't just born from clashes with the enemy, it was forged in the crucible of shared hardship, camaraderie, and a collective resolve to overcome. In the relentless expanse of Leatherneck Square, the 1st Battalion 9th Marines etched their legacy through Operation Prairie, a multifaceted ordeal unfolding in 3 intense phases marked by search and destroy missions that tested the limits of physical and mental endurance. The initial stages were defined by a relentless pursuit of the enemy, with the Marines battling challenging terrain and dense jungles. The unpredictable guerrilla tactics of opposing forces made each mission a high-stakes endeavor. The Walking Dead, true to their legendary status, confronted the trials of Leatherneck Square with determination and earned the respect and admiration of peers and superiors alike. As the operation unfolded, casualties started to rise. The toll of war showed the sacrifices made by the Marines, with each search and destroy mission exacting a heavy price. In the intense crucible of Prairie 4, spanning less than a month in mid-1967, the casualty figures painted a stark picture of the battalion's challenges. A staggering 167 Marines lost their lives, and over 1,200 were wounded. In July, the 1st Battalion 9th Marines found themselves thrust into the crucible of Operation Buffalo, a clearing mission along Highway 561. July 2nd, the operation's first day unfolded with fierce intensity as Marines from Alpha and Bravo companies faced robust resistance from the North Vietnamese army. The ensuing battle was bitter, marked by the relentless use of flamethrowers by the NVA, strategically burning dense vegetation and forcing the Marines into vulnerable open spaces. The intensity of the clash reached a tragic peak when an NVA artillery round wiped out the entire company headquarters for Bravo Company. Faced with this devastating blow, the 1/9th Commander immediately ordered Charlie and Delta companies into action to support their battered comrades. With substantial backing, the reinforcements labored relentlessly to shift the balance and compelled the NVA to disengage. Operation Buffalo exacted a heavy toll, with the 1st Battalion 9th Marines bearing the brunt of the impact. 84 Marines made the ultimate sacrifice, and 190 were wounded in the brutal encounters. The scars of this operation went beyond the immediate battlefield, as they left an enduring imprint on the battalion's strategy and resilience. The aftermath of the battle laid bare the profound impact on Bravo and Alpha companies. The following day, only 27 Marines from Bravo Company and 90 from Alpha Company were considered fit for duty. In the aftermath of companies Alpha and Charlie regrouping several days later, a formidable force emerged, seeking retribution against the North Vietnamese army. The combined effort displayed exceptional determination, which resulted in 154 enemy casualties. This retaliatory success testified to the indomitable spirit of the 1st Battalion and 9th Marines, and showed their ability to shift the tide even in the face of adversity. As mid-July approached, Operation Buffalo concluded, but the respite was short-lived. The men of the 9th Marines found themselves thrust back into action, integral participants in Operation Kingfisher, unfolding in the western portion of Leatherneck Square until the end of October 1967. This operation, though sporadic, brought intense combat scenarios exacting a heavy toll on the Marines facing relentless challenges of guerrilla warfare. Casualty figures continued to rise, with an additional 340 Marines making the ultimate sacrifice and over 1,400 sustaining wounds during the protracted Operation Kingfisher. The western portion of Leatherneck Square turned into a crucible of sacrifice and determination. As January 1968 unfolded, the 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, were deployed to reinforce the notorious Khe Sanh combat base, positioned just south of the demilitarized zone and west of Leatherneck Square. This strategic location turned into a crucial battleground, not only for defending the base, but also for engaging in intense combat within the surrounding hills. A bit over a week before the Tet Offensive erupted on January 30th, 1968, the North Vietnamese initiated a siege on Khe Sanh. About 6,000 Marines, including those from 1/9th, endured daily shelling and close combat engagements for a grueling 77 days before relief arrived. In the defense of Khe Sanh, 205 Americans gave their lives, and more than 1,600 were wounded. These figures illustrated the heavy toll exacted by this pivotal battle. The hills surrounding Khe Sanh witnessed an additional 200 Marines laying down their lives in the intense and bloody fighting. The lifting of the siege at Khe Sanh brought a momentary respite for the Walking Dead, yet their journey through the complexities of Vietnam persisted. Immediately relieved from duties in the defense of Khe Sanh, the Marines of the 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, transitioned into Operation Scotland II. The aim of this operation was to clear nearby areas to ensure gains during the defense of Khe Sanh were not compromised. Operation Scotland II highlighted the adaptability and versatility of the Walking Dead and showed their ability to immediately shift focus from one mission to another. Battle-hardened from prolonged siege, the Marines confronted terrain challenges with determination. After wrapping up Operation Scotland II, the 1/9th Marines found themselves back in the Con Thien area to dive once again into the complex theater of operations. Operation Kentucky emerged as a continuation of their efforts that stretched their dedication well into the latter part of 1968. The action in Kentucky showed the same commitment and determination that had become synonymous with The Walking Dead. Moving into the early months of 1969, the 1st Battalion set out on Operation Dewey Canyon, the concluding major Marine Corps operation in Vietnam. This crucial campaign witnessed the Marines sweeping through the A Shau Valley and other areas near the demilitarized zone that were under North Vietnamese Army control. During the course of Operation Dewey Canyon, on February 22nd, 1968, then Lieutenant Wesley Fox exhibited extraordinary heroism and earned the Medal of Honor for his actions. This heroic feat reflected the valor and bravery displayed by individual Marines in the face of challenges. The sacrifice, determination, and commitment of the Walking Dead and their comrades in the 9th Marines were evident as they confronted the complexities of the A Shau Valley and the surrounding areas. The toll of Operation Dewey Canyon was heavy, with the Marines enduring over 1,000 casualties during this intense and grueling campaign. The collective heroism deployed by the 9th Marine Regiment did not go unnoticed, as the entire regiment was awarded a Presidential Union citation. This citation acknowledged the extraordinary heroism exhibited by the regiment during the course of Operation Dewey Canyon, which highlighted the profound impact and services made by these Marines in their final major operation in Vietnam. As the summer of 1969 arrived, The Walking Dead, along with the rest of the 9th Marines, redeployed from Vietnam to Okinawa. This marked the conclusion of their active engagement in the Vietnam War, a war that had demanded unwavering commitment, sacrifice, and resilience from the Marines of the 1st Battalion, 9th Marines. The moniker The Walking Dead initially echoed from the lips of Ho Chi Minh himself as he observed the Marines fighting in the terrain of the A Shau Valley during the Vietnam War. However, the term later found its home within the ranks of the 1st Battalion, 9th Marines, a title they embraced after enduring extraordinary casualty rates. The toll on The Walking Dead was staggering. With a standard battalion strength of 800 Marines, they faced the harsh reality of losing 747 of their own to the brutalities of war. This devastating statistic, along with a multitude of wounded Marines, not only reflected the intensity of the conflict, but also highlighted the indomitable spirit of those who persevered. The Walking Dead, who faced the harsh realities of sustained combat operations, etched their place in Marine Corps history by enduring the trials of war for just short of 4 years, a duration unprecedented in Marine Corps records. The unit's determination and unwavering commitment to duty became synonymous with the term The Walking Dead, transforming it from an external descriptor to an internal emblem of their fortitude. Their sacrifices, marked by extraordinary casualty rates and prolonged combat engagements, left an enduring legacy that extended beyond the battlefields of Vietnam. In mid-2000, the 1st Battalion 9th Marines was disbanded, which signaled the conclusion of an era. Yet, their story did not end there. Reactivated for Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom, The Walking Dead once again answered the call of duty and demonstrated that their spirit endured even after their formal disbandment. However, in 2015, the unit was disbanded once more, marking the closing chapter of an illustrious career. The legacy of The Walking Dead lives on in the annals of Marine Corps lore. Their story, from the dense jungles of Vietnam to the arid landscapes of the Middle East, exemplifies the spirit of the Marine Corps ethos: Semper Fidelis, always faithful. The story of The Walking Dead resonates through the annals of Marine Corps history. It is a story of sacrifice and valor enduring across time. Born in the crucible of Vietnam and revived in the theaters of Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom, their legacy embodies the core values of the Marine Corps. Disbanded in 2015, the 1st Battalion 9th Marines left an indelible mark on the Corps' ethos. Their story stands as a symbol of the resilience of those carrying the title of The Walking Dead, a symbol of strength in adversity. As their chapter unfolds, the spirit of The Walking Dead lives on in the hearts of those honoring their sacrifices, and the lineage they established continues to inspire new generations of Marines. Having traversed war-torn landscapes, The Walking Dead stands immortalized in Marine Corps history, forever faithful to the call of duty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it and stay tuned for more content just like this.